This was the week after Christmas in 1985. It's hard to fucking believe that it's coming up on 40 years, Chicago. This is when I flew to Dallas to stay with you. Which, even thinking back, even all these years later, I'm like, wow, that's a leap of faith for your parents. Before I flew out to Dallas and stayed with you guys, I'd never met your parents. They had already moved to Dallas, and you were staying with Debbie here in Richmond for the summer when we got hot and heavy. So I had a little bit of pressure, anxiety meeting your parents for the first time. But it's still kind of surreal thinking back, like sight unseen. We were seniors in high school, and I'm flying out to stay a week under their roof. I'll just say it, promiscuous teens. That was just a nice leap of faith for your parents. And look, I mean, I had all these perceptions, and your parents were wonderful. They were so sweet, so kind. And I used to say this about you. You seemed far more comfortable around me and my friends, kicking back a beer, talking bullshit, than you were with your sophisticated friends, where I think you were, the cliche, you're able to let your hair down with us and just be yourself and not always have to be on for those wealthy families and kids, the Biffs and Chads or whatever you want to call them. But your dad was a man of means, your family was a family of means. I remember your brother and your sister. I remember what they look like. Like I have videos, but your parents, it's almost like the Peanuts, like Charlie Brown, where I know they're there, but I cannot for the life of me picture what they look like. I was there for the whole week, having dinners. Your mom took us to see Christmas lights, and I just can't remember what they look like. It's kind of like the wah 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 from the Peanuts, when dealing with my memories with your family, with your parents anyway. And my memory is, what I'm getting at is that I put this pressure on myself that I have to be on, and do I have to perform and not come across as the blue collar working class family that I was from, that was me. How do I behave? How do I act? I already felt like I was going to be underdressed, right? Blue jeans, back then, bugle boy pants, stuff like that. But what I remember was the first dinner that we had, and I'd worked in a restaurant as a busboy as a kid, so I knew how utensils and all that kind of stuff, how many forks or whatever, but I was still like discombobulated. And when y'all served dinner, y'all served baked potatoes, and they came out like all wrapped up in foil and twisted on the ends and all this other stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, like how do I fucking dig into these things? And I already felt like I was under a microscope, that your dad was going to be passing judgment that I was on display for the week, and I wasn't. Like I said, your folks were fantastic. They pretty much left us alone to do whatever we were doing. But I was also just, a little bit of self-conscious and maybe a little insecure, thinking about what your parents were thinking about me. So I'm like looking at your brother, looking at you, looking at your sister. Somebody open the potato so I know what I'm supposed to do. Do I take the foil off? Do I dig into it? Do I just cut through it? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And I think your brother dug into it, cut through the foil, and I was like, okay, look, I don't think I'm putting too much pressure on myself. But yeah, that was my first night there, just like on display. Felt like I was on display. Felt like I had to make an impression. And then, were they all looking at me at the dinner table like I was going to just like pick up the potato and start chewing on it like an apple. That's just where my brain was. But yeah, they were awesome. Your brother was cool. Your sister was sweet as can be. And then of course you and I had all the free time, all the alone time that we needed. And that first night, I got sick the next couple of nights, but that first night, I remember you sneaking. I stayed in the family room on the couch, and I remember you sneaking out of your bedroom to come see me, because we'd been months apart from each other, and we were really missing each other physically. So yeah, I remember that how crazy we were that first night together. So anyway, Chicago, thinking about that night where I was on display having dinner with your mom and dad.